You know what we haven't done? We haven't done our top 5 side deck cards of the format. So we've had a little bit of innovation. It's not a lot. We're heading towards a ban list here, which means new ban list, new options. Many things will change, but those of you that are going to be playing for the next week and a half, 2 weeks, this discussion will be relevant to you. Maybe you can take something from this video for the potential next format as well. But let's dig into this top 5 side deck cards for March, shall we? Alright, we're going to just dig on into this, and we're going to talk about Electric Virus. Now, I always wished in my time that this card would be a quick effect, but you know, we don't get nice things. It's literally just Thunder effect. You can discard this card from your hand to the graveyard, and then target a face-up machine or a dragon-type monster your opponent controls, and take control of it till the end of the turn. Your opponent have something that is on their side of the field. Oh, Sky Striker. That's a really nice Kagari you got over there. Let me discard my Electric Virus. Let me move that on over to my field. Let me link summon with that bad boy so I don't have to stare at it. Your opponent got another threat on the field that you have to deal with. Discard, take control of it. Now, for side options, cards like this, actually cards like Mind Control also are kind of in the same category as this, because we're using this as a means to take said card, move it on over to the field. Now remember, this also encompasses Dragon as well, so if your opponent puts a fat Crystal Wing on the field, you know, you can jabate the negation off of that with the Electric Virus. We did it. But discard pseudo effects that allow us to take control of the opponent's cards. Granted, they're not the best at this point in time, but things like Mind Control, Electric Virus continue to rear their ugly head, depending on the format. I mean, it's been a while since we've seen Puppet Plant do anything. Actually, I think it's been 100 years since we've seen Puppet Plant do anything, but call it what it is. I do think that discard effects like this particularly aren't bad, but God, if this was a quick effect, I'd be so happy. But not the most innovative tech choice of the format, but I mean, when you actually get to use both sides of the effect, I mean, I consider that plus, right? Right, guys? Come on now. So, taking my opponent's fucking Kagari or Shizuku away from them is really good, too. Now, next up, we also have Vanities Fiend. Now, Thunder actually took this evolution to the next step, which actually kind of shocked me a little bit. When we were looking at how the format was kind of going, I believe it was YCS Atlanta, we started to see Vanities Fiend being cited by Thunder. Do your whole Thunder turn, set up a Colossus, tribute guy for Vanities Fiend. Well, fucking GG no Re, like, you offer the handshake. Now, I think that this is as innovative as it's going to get for Thunder at this point. You know, Thunder's been out here struggling for most of this format, and they can't win a YCS to save their life. But an innovation like this, I actually think helps the deck a little bit. Now, granted, you know, it's not the best thing in the world because this is in the side deck, but when you're able to go first, draw this, it works out in your favor. But I mean, nobody's going to run over this little guy by battle because he shuts off all special summons, so your opponent's going to have to out it in some sort of way. And are you really bringing this in against Sky Striker? Because Afterburners just shoots this thing down. But I mean, the more floodgates that I feel that you are able to set up in certain matchups, literally, like I said, Colossus, Vanities Fiend's probably your best board that you can set up at this point. I mean, if you're using the Danger Engine and you're already setting up a board, distribute the Danger Monster, put this guy out there, you know. As long as you have your entire plan already up, I literally think that this is just like, hey, blow your load, cool. Summon the Vanities Fiend. We did it, you floodgate your opponent out. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! In the year 2019. Floodgate the format. But this was a very interesting tech choice to see. I haven't seen this since BA, a couple of weeks back when BA was trying to do stuff. But, okay, I see you, format. Now next up we have Phantosmia. So Salamangreat has been doing great with this card in the main deck. And this was an interesting one because who the fuck is citing Phantosmia? And I was like, oh, I see Thunder over there doing it. So I thought that this was worth mentioning in the discussion because while a lot of people are main decking Phantosmia, you have decks that are actually siding it, and it's worth talking about as a side deck card because draw power is really good. Alright, call it what it is. Your opponent link summons. It's good, but it's not good in all matchups, and that's kind of really weird. If you're going into a day where you're going to play infinite Salamirs, then yeah, main deck this stuff, but if you're planning on running into a wider spread of things, if you're playing something like a Team YCS, and teams are looking to diversify their teams, then, maybe they're not all going to be doing something. Maybe you're just playing other hand traps, so you're looking to put Phantosmia into the side deck. Based on a concept like that, I'm not horribly against it, but man, oh man, this card is really fucking good. And we've just kicked it to the side at this point. I actually really wish that I could play this in Sky Striker, but we can't win them all. But I do think that, contrary to popular belief, card's very good. Actually, card's fucking super solid, and we've kicked it to the side. But hey, if you can't run it in the main deck, you certainly as hell should put it in the side deck for as good as it is. So that's a terrible mentality to live by, but it works for certain players. So yeah, kudos. So Vanities Fiend. I'm still thinking about the terror that card is. Now, coming off of the YCS in Atlanta, we actually saw that Jeff Jones and Bowden was citing Swords of Concealing Light. And we're back at this again. We're doing this again. Hey Thunder, I know it's you. So when this card resolves, all monsters your opponent controls when this card was activated are changed to face down defense mode. Monsters your opponent controls cannot change their battle positions, and then destroy this card during the second standby phase after activation. You know what that means? Hey Thunder, all of those Colossus that you've got over there that are floodgating me out of the game, I will just reset them. Now, we were looking at Book of Eclipse at an earlier time in the format, and we were like, this isn't terrible. Like, honestly, using Book of Eclipse to set their field was good for the quick play, but the downside to it was you do not want your opponent drawing cards. I'll be honest with you, any sort of effect that my opponent draws seems really bad, but having a spell card that might not be quick play that I can't use defensively, but my opponent goes first with Thunder, I draw this, I'm able to set their entire field, and I can play the game. That's literally what Sky Striker needed in the long run. I would consider this is way better than Book of Eclipse, but if Thunder really is on the rise, like we've kind of seen it be at this point, you don't really have much of a choice. You kind of have to play cards like this in the side to counteract that. Like, you're not going to the Book of Eclipse, so you're going to go to the next best option that is better in 95% of all rights. So, I do think that was a cool tech choice. Like I said, Thunder's really fucking annoying for Sky Striker. So, I mean, we still got Summon Limit over here. We're still using these cards. We're still jamming the opponent with floodgates. It's just you have to have other follow-ups. And then the last one I actually wanted to talk about is actually Salamangreat Paro, and this kind of leads into another discussion. So Paro, once monster declares an attack, you can special summon this card from your hand in attack position. And then if this card is special summoning target a Salamangreat monster in your graveyard, this card's attack becomes that target's. We don't care about that. We care that this card says you contribute this card to gain 2,000 life points. Players have gone to the point of siding cards that give life gain. Time has become such an issue at this point that we've seen Gaga Cowboy, we've seen Paro, Sky Striker have kind of built into it. Competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! At this point, and I think people in the past looking to the future have been like, really, life gain? Life gain has become a staple, I almost feel, in certain decks that are looking for things to exploit things. Now, I understand that they have a spell card that also does the same thing, but what if you don't draw that spell? Like, what are you going to do? You have to, with Mirage Stalio, I can have access to this, right? Like, that's how that works. I should have no problem getting to Paro when I need to bring it in, when time becomes a situation. So, unfortunately, time continues to be a pain in the ass for everybody. I don't see any sort of change to this in the future. It's very disappointing, but this is kind of the format that we live in now. So do pay attention to the time when you're playing competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! At the moment, because that timer will come down on you like a guillotine. Make sure you are playing appropriately with your side deck for time if it's an issue. We've seen a lot, like I said, we've seen a lot of changes to the side structuring with people dedicating a slot to life gain. Come on, guys. This is the way it is. So these are the innovations for March for the format. Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think about these top side deck choices. And, well, guys, I'm out. Peace. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a truffle shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out Vanquil40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.